You don't need no introduction. Dun, dun. You don't need no introduction. Anyways, so it's me again, and this time I am going to talk about the entire visa process that led me up to here, because I know that because of COVID, it's a lot more difficult this time, and so I get a lot of questions from people about how I did it with the timelines and stuff. So we'll just get right into it. I got my I-20 last year, 2020, by like before the academic year was supposed to start in September. I had my I-20. So I had that really early. This is very much to students. And so I got my I-20 first, which is the kind that I need, my F1 visa. No, my I-20, which is what you need to get the F1 visa. Very early, but because of COVID, it wasn't even a thing. Like, I wasn't going to go. But I started applying. I'd been trying to apply for my visa the entire September, October, November, December. It kept getting stuck at a particular point. It just kept happening, and I was calling and I wasn't really getting the help that I was asking for. I asked people at school, like the international students body at school, everyone. I wasn't getting answers. In January, it happened again, and I called, and this time it was like midnight our time. I called, and the lady I was speaking to said, the call was, I found a number um, at the US, whoever is responsible for their visas. Like, I literally used to comb the internet to find a contact number. It was one of these toll-free ones. And she asked, are you using a MacBook? Are you using Safari? And I said, yes. And she said, oh, try and use a Windows PC. And I was like, what? I didn't use a Windows PC. I just switched to Chrome, and everything fixed up. The one point where I kept getting logged out of the application process fixed. So that's just for starters. If you are facing any of those kinds of problems, you might want to use Google Chrome or any other browser that is not Safari. Now into the actual getting of the visa. So I submitted my stuff. I finally submitted my application ending of January, and the visa appointment date I got was in October. And mind you, I was trying to go to school in August for the next academic year. To be honest, if I was even going to get it earlier, I would have gone earlier. I went ahead and booked the October appointment. And mind you, I was doing a lot of this based off the advice I was getting from the bodies in charge, the people responsible for that. And so I did go ahead and pick the earliest appointment date, which was October. And then I was told that once I get that, then they can give me documents to file for an emergency one, because it seems like that's what a lot of people actually did. And so I went ahead and did that, and then the school sent me the documents I need, a letter stating why it's an emergency. You need to get your appointment way earlier. You need to be in school by a certain time. So what I also learned from other students is that not everybody's school knows this, right? I think my school has a very international population, and so they are quite conversant with those things. But some schools don't give them that. You have to ask. You have to ask the person that you are speaking with to send you documents saying that you need to be there earlier and you need an earlier date. And anything else that might make your arguments, not even your argument, your ask a lot more urgent. So they sent me that. They wrote back to me saying that you can only apply for an emergency appointment when the intended date of departure is within the next 45 days. And I was trying to leave early August, so it meant that I had to be looking around middle of June. But once I applied, I actually didn't end up having to go back, because they just wrote to me. I just received an email from them saying that, oh, now the slots opened up, so go and pick a date. And this was around April, and I got a date in July. So it's dicey with that, but I definitely think that if you're going to school next year, if you're looking to go next academic year, which is August, or even January, you're pretty late by these COVID standards, because I know now the backlog is insane. If you're looking to go next academic year, that's August, September, you want to start hustling your people now. Like, get your I-20 right now, get it dated correctly so that you don't have to go back to them and ask them for a closer date or something of the sort. Write to them and say you need an I-20 for this date that you're supposed to be at school by, which is next year. And then you let them know that you also need you would need an emergency appointment letter to add as soon as you get your interview dates, because some of these people will mess you up. They don't know the struggles of getting a visa from these parts. So you definitely want to do that. I know that the embassy is trying out a new system where they are trying to give the passports back ASAP. So like I know if you go and apply for your passport, like for your visa, once you give them the passport, tomorrow, like the following day, you can pick it up. Alternatively, if you're not going to get the visa, they give it back to you right there and then, and they add the reason why. So yes, do the application, do the appointment, pick the furthest dates, yes, but you need to start hustling your people now. If you're looking to go next year, don't make the same mistakes. Start haggling now, because imagine I had been working on my visa from September. It wasn't working. When I finally submitted my thing in January, and I got my appointment for July, and that July appointment was an emergency one. My initial appointment was October, and I think now the backlog is even worse. Don't take chances. If you're supposed to be out of here in the next year, August, September, you want to start chasing that stuff now, because it gets very hectic. The staff you're working with in their schools as well are being bombarded by other students with the same demands. Everybody is stressed, but don't let anybody stress stop you and make you stay or miss out on your chance to go for whatever program you're going for. So I really hope that I've answered the questions that I've been getting the most. If there's any questions, you can ask in the comments and I will answer them. If I don't know, I will let you know that I don't know. But that's how I did it. So I wasn't really a lucky fish. I just did my stuff really early. So yeah, that's all. This is a really short and sweet video, and I hope that it answers your questions. And yeah, my heart goes out to people still waiting, because I did virtual for a year, and I know how hectic that thing is. I wouldn't do it again. I won't wish it on my worst enemy. So please get to work quickly. You can always DM me, but I'm pretty slow with DMs because there's a huge backlog. But you can just you can also comment, and then I'll reply in the comments so other people can see. All right, bye.